We're breaking down the Raiders' Monday Night Clash against the Falcons. Our take on Desmond Ridder, the highs and the lows, and how the defense held up without Max Crosby. Plus, we'll look at what's ahead, key free agents the Raiders should target, the draft order as it stands, and how can this team finish the season strong. Stay tuned. Raider personnel.
Raiders. In your heart, in your eyes, in your baby mama mind. Welcome.
Yeah, week 15.
Another loss, just like we planned.
Exactly. I mean, it was a loss that I guess, we were expecting. Atlanta is a very bad team. I can't believe it.
Very bad.
I mean, they had
they only scored 15.
I thought they were better.
Yeah, they're supposed to be fighting for first.
Yeah.
I mean, we're fighting for first too, but first round pick. Yeah.
Round pick. Yeah. So that's right. But I mean, it's a loss that Desmond Ridder, I think, kind of like you mentioned, can be kind of good, and we thought so. He kind of hesitated there, but damn, I think we conclude he's shit. He's not. I'm sorry, but he's shit.
Yeah, he is. And I thought he was going to do better. He was going against his old team, maybe a little bit more motivation. But he was just, throwing it, checking it down. He just looked like a worse Minshew.
There you go. That's what exactly.
It was a shame. Yeah, a more athletic Minshew. That's all it was. And
more athletic Minshew is the perfect way to put it, because that's exactly. I mean, the throws were like exactly the same as his, overthrowing it, underthrowing it,
underthrowing. He had an arm though. There's a couple of throws that I saw that were like, man, those are beautiful throws, but they just weren't accurate at all.
Yeah.
You could definitely tell. But I mean, I think it's worse on the Falcons, because we obviously knew what we were trying to do. We're not trying to win, or we're trying to win, but we don't have the team that's capable of winning.
Yeah.
And the Falcons have a team, man. They have a crazy good offensive, team. They kind of built like us, like really good offensive players, but really bad quarterback. And then the defense has, was keeping Brock Bowers like pretty shut down, and Ritter kept throwing it at him. Like I get throwing it at your best receiver, but when he's triple covered, you gotta hit your other guys.
Exactly.
And and
Reach
then
out
Bowers,
to the guys.
Exactly, especially after everything we've done. Myers.
It was not towards
Jacoby.
the end, not until about the fourth quarter when he started throwing towards Jacoby, or maybe third quarter, I would say. But I didn't see Turner out there. I didn't see anyone else out there.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've definitely.
Abdullah was getting the ball. And of course, I think that was his last option, runner in the flat. But he would make something out of it. He would fight for those extra 5 yards, and including that touchdown
touchdown was beautiful with that little spin move and then diving. That was really good. And I don't know if it was him or Matheson that had that play that it was 4th and 8 or 9 or something like that, and he checked it down to one of the running backs, and he did a little jit move and ended up getting the first down. But I was so upset when he threw that. I was like, that's behind the line on the fourth down.
I think it was Abdullah.
It was Abdullah. And Abdullah made the moves to get the first down. Then that was really impressive. Yeah, and I know you saw that Matheson run where the fumble, where it looked like
I thought he was out.
Knocked out.
I thought he was out.
Just ragdolled that.
And I was like, and then everybody around him like looked at him like, "Oh man, are you okay?" And I didn't look okay, man. But that maybe he was just upset, or maybe he did get hurt in the shoulder. But
maybe he just got hit so hard that it hurt.
Yeah, I mean, but to see him later in the game, I thought, he was out. I thought it was like, it was serious. But McCormick being out, not good.
Oh, that one hurts. I think it was a high ankle. I don't know if they said surgery, but they definitely said out for the season. I mean, there's only 2 more games left. 3 more games left.
Yeah,
2 more games.
2 more games.
I get it. You don't really need to have him out there. He's obviously our back for next year. I mean, we're probably still going to draft a running back just to have an extra guy in there. But there's no point of having him out there. Let's try these other guys that we don't know yet. And then maybe we'll try some of Lowy, the running back that we drafted this year.
Yeah.
Dylan, yeah, maybe get him out there, get him some runs. We got nothing else to lose. We got to see who's
Yeah.
going to be here next year.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the thing with next year, you know, you're gonna have McCormick. You may not have Matheson.
Uh huh.
Um, but hopefully that McCormick comes through. Hopefully Abdullah comes through. He's still young, so I don't know if
Yeah,
he's
I think.
second or third.
Yeah, I think with Matheson, the fact that he didn't get like too consistent, or not just too
Yeah,
consistent, that he didn't put up those numbers like all year. I think we definitely can bring him back for cheap. Um,
let's see.
But yeah, if people like look at the potential that those games where he got like 40, 50 yards with like
Yeah,
5 carries and
yeah,
stuff like that. So people look at that, maybe not give him like starting running back money, but they'll be like, okay, he's a change of back, running back, 2, 3 millions instead of one.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I would like for him to come back. Abdullah really came on, later in the season.
Right.
So he didn't really see
The
much of
last
him
couple of
early.
games is Kansas City's
Yeah.
game. That's when he
Yeah.
started shining. He for sure that was the first time I seen him run
e-
hard and play hard. So, you know,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, and then our defense, I mean, they played hard. They kept us in the game. No Max Crosby, but the D line looked really good. I was really impressed with that.
for sure. No Max. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, a lot more
And
blitzing.
they penetrated to get to Cousins. I mean, that's why I'm surprised Atlanta. I thought Atlanta was better. I thought their O line was better at least. I didn't think
Yeah,
that 4 sacks would be allowed. So
especially without Crosby, with all these guys we got going on. So I was, like I said, I was really impressed. I definitely liked
yeah,
Chassian. He was in there. He was making his
Chasey,
moves. He was
yeah,
getting around those
yeah.
corners. Adam Butler was just.
Adam Butler,
There's a couple plays I saw him just manhandle
yeah, man,
his man in front of him. So that was really impressed. So I guess I do feel like the defense was like, all right, Crosby's out. It's on us.
right.
You know, let's just play hard. We ain't got nothing to do. And the
And
Falcons offense was
did you hear what
definitely
Butler
horrible.
was saying? That he was like, this is when we find out who's a Raider. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that says a
Yeah,
lot about the team and the way they speak. After the game,
yeah,
there was some
and that's
accountability
coaching, man.
by Jack Jones. Exactly.
Yeah,
So that says a lot about the team, especially at this crappy season. You know what I mean? You would expect players to throw tantrums and it'd
exactly. Or
be a
just give
mess,
up.
right? Yeah, or just
Yeah,
completely give up, exactly like the
exactly.
Niners
Right, exactly. He's walking out on us.
walking off the field.
That's
Exactly,
funny.
quitters over there.
Yeah, quitters. They don't want it. But yeah, I mean, look, that goes down for me. That comes down to coaching. Like
Yeah, right.
the things that he's doing is amazing,
Hmm.
and that's why I want to keep him. I want to push further, see what we can do, get him a quarterback. All these guys that want him gone. I'm just like, you want him gone after 1 year let's get some consistency. Let's get this man a quarterback.
Right.
What if we get the next guy and
Yeah.
he's bad?
And
Just
Max being going out this early. Well, not even this early. It's not or that early in the season, right? Three
yeah,
games left in the season, so him going out and just having that confidence to be like, hey man, I'm just gonna get this surgery. I'm back next year.
yeah,
That tells me that Mark knows that AP is gonna stay and he wants him to stay, and this is gonna be at least a 3-year thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I
definitely.
mean,
I mean,
we don't know that for sure, but it tells me
right,
that I got that feeling. You know what I mean? It shows
for
confidence in the
sure,
coach. So
for sure, for sure. I mean, you gotta at least give him this second season.
right,
Because with the second season, he's gonna have a full season and a full season and a half, and then he'll be starting his second full season. So
yeah,
it's like you give him the chance. Let's let him see what he can do. Like obviously the whole OC situation, we couldn't get our first pick. We had to pick what was left of the
yeah,
bundle. So it's like maybe it's Scott Turner, even though Scott Turner's like play calling has been falling down. Like we just said it earlier. Like
yeah,
we haven't been seeing Turner or Tucker.
yeah,
That's a play calling thing. At the same
yeah,
time, it could be a quarterback thing. Like Ritter was only throwing to the running backs.
yeah,
So, but yeah, with everything going on, the team still believe, Butler saying that like we're gonna find out who the real Raiders are. Then at least these folks are not just trying to go show up, just to get paid and leave. These dudes got some pride. They want to come back. They want to. Well, I'm assuming they want to play for AP because that would be the real reason to stay. Well, what reason do we have for any player to stay? You know what I'm saying? It's like Crosby. You have to have a coach. You have to have something here that keeps us. We don't have the quarterback yet, so it has to be the coaching. So get us a coach. Obviously, if we can get Shador, that'd be great. He respects his father, respects AP. So same thing we said last week, that there's the connections there that it just doesn't make sense not to give him a second chance. Right. Or and from what I've been hearing is like Ben Johnson's not coming here. Why? Why would he have all these other options? Why? He could take the Giants. He can take the Bears with Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Like he can do so much things, and why would he come to this one? It would probably be like into the Pat Shurmur, especially if we get Shador Sanders. Pat Shurmur is the OC for Colorado. I could definitely see us bringing him up and using him as our OC. And if he doesn't get a job, Cliff Kingsbury, even though he burned us once, he wanted to work with a quarterback. I think the Raiders were promising him a quarterback, and then when he found out it was Minshew, he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
And then because I think they told him like we're trying to get Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
And then once he found out Washington's getting him, he was like, "Well, I wanted Jaden." And so and then Kingsbury, I would think him and the Bears, because he was an OC for Caleb Williams when he was in college. And he had all those great numbers. And so then that means, Ben Johnson would either take the New York Giants job or, one of these bigger jobs. I don't see him like picking the Raiders.
Right.
Unless, we number one pick and he really is like, oh, I want this situation.
I did hear an article, man, that Bill Belichick was after Scott Turner, and that was from Ian Rappaport.
Saying, I saw that too, that he's trying to get him. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, hope not. Yeah, like if Scott Turner does good things here, we'll keep him. And the other thing would be, would he want his dad as well? Because I don't know if like Nerf Turner and Scott Turner is a package deal. Scott Turner brought his dad in to help. Talk to the other players and help him with the system.
Right.
So that would be pretty interesting, and that would suck in the sense that we would have to go get an OC if we weren't trying to look for one. And then, if we're going to have to go, well, what if the Cliff Kingsbury taste was left bad in their mouth and they don't want to deal with him again?
That's true.
Then we're down to like Joe Brady from Buffalo, but why would he want to leave that OC job for another? If anything, he might go for a head coaching job. So that would be another one.
He's had some good years over there, so why would he?
Yeah, that would be the guy to go.
That's going to be tough right there if Scott Turner does go away, even though I was a little upset about those play calling.
Yeah.
It was crappy game all over, I think.
Oh, for sure.
This Monday. But
all around.
Yeah, exactly. All around. Special teams, man. We're known for special teams.
Not these past 2 weeks. It started with the Chiefs.
We're known for special teams, though.
Yeah, that's our specialty. Punting and field goals, bro.
3 blocks?
3 blocks, missed field goals. It was insane. Like, I don't even know how to blame it. Like, it's offensive line, but offensive line is just 5 people. I don't know what happened to the rest of the people.
There was bad coverage. There was dude just, I don't know if you watched the replays right, but it just runs right through the line.
Right.
He barely gets touched.
He doesn't get touched at all. I
think that was the. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was something else.
Something else. And it just started with the Chiefs game. Like the special teams it's just not normal. So I don't know. I think everybody's trying to make sure we get the number 1 pick. Yeah. The special teams, it's like, hey, let's let him go so we can get Shador Sanders.
That could be the case.
That's funny, yeah. But yeah, look, that's like I said, that was our specialty. So it hurts that that was our weakest moment of the entire game. But it's all about the offseason now. You know what I'm saying?
In the offseason, yeah.
Yeah, let's stay. Look, the Jaguars game is important in a sense that, that's probably the one game that we might actually win. And if we win, that's going to be not look good. It might push us down to number 2 or number
Yeah, yeah,
5. You
yeah.
know.
That's a one thing. So we have ESPN's mock draft, I guess, and then Raiders are at
Hmm.
4th pick, and then you have the NFL's mock draft by what's his name here? Ritter. Chad
Oh, Chad
Reuter.
Reuter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chad
yeah.
Reuter. His draft. Chad Reuter. His draft
Reuter.
pick. Yeah, his draft. Raiders are at 2, and the Giants are
Yeah,
at 1.
yeah.
So I'm a little confused as to that.
So
I don't know. How do you
it's
see
gonna
this?
it's gonna fluctuate with the strength of schedule. The one with the weaker strength of schedule, from my understanding, is gonna be I guess the higher pick
But right now
because
it's
they've
just
had
mock, right? It's just there
it's
is
just mock.
no.
So
Yeah.
I've also seen one where we're still number 1. So I know for a fact right now we're 1 or 2.
I
And
get it.
the last thing I saw was like our strength of schedule was 538, and the Giants was like um 580 or something like that. So we would technically have the number 1 pick, but that's how they go about. So that's what I'm saying. Like if we beat the Jaguars, because then the Jaguars are gonna have the same record as us, but they're
Yeah.
gonna be a higher
Right.
pick because we beat them. So
Yeah.
then that means we can go from 1 to 2 to actually 5, 6, or 10, depending on who else wins and loses. So yeah,
Then
this
it'd be
game,
up
and
to
that's
Telesco. It'd be up to
yeah, you would have to
Telesco,
trade up.
to trade up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like
And if
if
you don't get a
Jacksonville,
quarterback this season, that's it for AP,
what are we
man.
doing? Yeah, I mean at that point, like if you're not gonna get a quarterback, yeah, AP is just gonna be a lame duck or a scapegoat.
Yeah.
They're gonna blame him for the lost season, and then they're gonna get somebody else, draft a quarterback. And it's gonna be a whole nother rebuild because a lot of these same players are gonna leave after next year too. Why
Right.
they want to stay for another year?
Yeah, that
You
would
know,
suck. That would just
yeah.
suck.
So, who we get as a quarterback if we don't get a free agent? It would have to be Sam Darnold, but is Sam Darnold a product of a system? Is he a product of a complete team?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sam
Sam
Darnold came
Darnold.
from the
Uh,
Shanahan, and
right.
so does the Vikings coach is from the Shanahan tree. So it's similar
Mm,
styles, and not the same for us.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. And then, you have both of the Steeler quarterbacks as free agents as well.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I think they'll keep Russell Wilson just because
Right,
it's exactly what he needs, a veteran.
right.
But it's going to be the same thing with Justin Fields. Is like, look how many years this guy's been in the league. Like, I get it. The Bears are not
It's
like the
fourth year,
most.
dude. Fourth or third year, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, 4th year for sure. And so and then the Steelers, he did play good with the Steelers, but there's a reason why they benched him while he was playing good
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they knew they wasn't enough for that level they were trying to get to. So that's going to be our situation too. It's like, and then if he does play
True.
good for 1 year, now we're not in a rookie contract. Now we're talking about giving him 40 million, 50 million, you know, and then we're going to be like the Giants did this year with Daniel Jones. He had one decent year and they gave him 45 million and they already cut him. So, and that was last year. So, so
Sheesh.
yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's tough. So like, what are you gonna do? And I just keep hearing everybody talking about like this is not the best drafts for quarterbacks. Like if
Yeah.
the quarterbacks this year came out last year, they'll probably be number 4 and 5 or so forth. But look, Baker Mayfield was number 1, and nobody thought he was the number 1 quarterback. And look what he's doing. He's
Yeah.
top 5 in a lot of categories for the
Right.
Bucks,
He's a
and
fighter.
they've
Yeah,
had a
yeah, yeah.
lot of injuries, man. So he's definitely carrying the team. So
Yeah.
that's
That's so
that's what it
true.
comes down to. Yeah.
Yeah,
Justin
you just
Fields
gotta.
has
They need a quarterback. They need a better quarterback. I mean,
yeah,
AOC is great and all, but it's crazy how
nah,
that injury happened, and then just a bad year. But he's a stiff guy, not mobile,
he
not a
is.
pocket thrower, and as soon as he gets
Yeah, man.
pressure, it falls apart. So
He just doesn't have that it factor to be like a starting quarterback. He'll be a great backup. Like I definitely want to keep him as a backup because he
yeah,
can definitely we
Rich
can
Gannon
win
thinks
some
he's a good
games.
quarterback though. Rich Gannon likes him.
Yeah,
So what?
because it probably reminds him of Rich Gannon because he runs like old Gannon.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true. That's so true,
Yeah,
man.
so and Rich Gannon didn't have the best arm. It was more about like command of the pocket.
Yeah.
Being steady in the pocket.
Right.
Not crumbling under pressure, which AOC doesn't. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's just not athletic enough for this kind of league that we're in now.
Right.
You got to be like Burrow. Burrow is not athletic. He's a pocket guy, but he hits. He hits. He's accurate. He knows where to put the ball and
Right.
everything. So,
Right. Okay.
but yeah, I like AOC as a backup. I would love to keep him as a backup. He's got
Yeah.
starter experience. He can throw the ball. He has a good arm. He's got
Man,
good
so but
accuracy.
still, I can't get over that, man. That if we don't draft a quarterback, that's
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah.
fall apart.
Yeah,
It
because
really
if we
does
don't get
start
the
with the
top
quarterback.
two, yeah, because if we don't get the top two, then we're really taking a chance with these other guys.
Yeah.
Like you have to it's not like you can't even sit back and fall in love with one. You have
Right.
to pick one. Like even if it's your fifth, the sixth, seventh choice, you're like, well, it's either that or I get fired this year. So at least let
Damn.
me try. Yeah. So,
For free
but yeah, I
agents,
mean, we
with
also
the yeah.
that's what I was gonna say. We got to hit on free agents. That's what's
Right.
really gonna have to go.
Right.
I don't know what do you feel like our biggest needs are, but I definitely feel like O-line.
Well, we got to cover Spillane. We got to get that position covered, right? I mean, he's
Yeah.
played well for us, but I mean, Drake Greenlaw is coming up as free agent.
Linebacker for the
Hufanga,
49ers. Yeah.
as well. There's Thuney.
Yeah, I like Thuney as
that's
an O
O-line.
lineman. Yeah, for a guard. I mean, I think he's playing for the Chiefs right now. But he
Yeah.
was a tackle, moved to a guard. I mean, look, he's in his 30s, so which is offensive linemen can play like in those years. But he's a veteran. He's a guy that could just sit there, work with Powers, and give him another veteran insight. And so that's what definitely I would like to get him. I mean, because I do want to focus our draft on corners and linebackers and a running back. So like if we can get somebody for offensive lineman, and then maybe we can take a chance on another guard, in the later drafts. But yeah, I would say quarterback, running back, corner, and offensive line. And and I heard this draft is pretty deep on D line, so we could take a chance with a guy with more potential in a later
I
round.
see. Okay.
And yeah, but that's my plan. That's how I think. I want to spend money on all line and maybe linebackers because we've been pretty good when we spend money on linebackers. Like our free agency linebackers have been pretty good in the past few years. So I don't mind us taking a chance. Like Dre Greenlaw is probably the best one that I would love to get in.
Right.
And then a couple corners. I think the Lions have a couple corners that are really good. Davis, yeah, and then Buda Baker for a safety. We could probably use him if he's a good price, but I think he might be a little out of our price range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, those are all be like pretty good free agents. And you never know who else. Every year there's always somebody getting cut. There's always a cap casualties, and it doesn't necessarily mean they're a bad player. They're just, not as good as, making 20, 25 million a year kind of deal.
Right. I see.
So yeah, we just gotta have hope and see if we can hit on one of these free agents.
No, exactly, and strengthen that O line like you mentioned here with Thuney and for sure, because that's another critical position. But on the defensive side, just because of the injuries, I don't know. I mean, it seems like the depth we're gonna have it.
We're gonna have it, yeah. I mean, especially if we bring back Kevion Chasian.
Yeah,
I definitely like him as a situational lineman. I definitely like him. Obviously Wilkinson is going to be back. Kuntz is the ones that because he had that that late moment, and then he's out for this year. So I want to see how he comes in. But if he comes back to what he was before he got injured, oh my God, we just need a guy that could just wants to come in and learn. you know.
Right.
So
Yeah,
yeah, that'll
that'd
be
be
great.
great. Yeah, no, that looks promising, and you know, I feel like if they make those decisions right, if listening, the GM makes it correct decisions
Yeah.
here, it could be a better season next year. And if we get that quarterback, man, I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's all it is. We need to get that quarterback.
For the injury
Yeah.
report, well,
Give it
Jacoby
to me.
Myers, limited practice today. Jacoby Myers.
Okay.
Myers, not Myers.
Limited. Myers.
Jacoby
Okay.
Myers. Yeah.
Jacoby
Aiden
Myers.
O'Connell, full
Limited.
practice.
Yeah, he might start.
Yeah, he might start, exactly. And then for the Jags, well, it looks like the entire O-line, but I don't know if these guys are backups. Cleveland, Little, Scherf, and Strange are on the injury.
Strange things are going on over
practice.
there.
Yeah, limited practice. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
But
okay.
I don't know any of these guys. Do you know Walker Little?
I know
Brandon
Scherf. I've heard of Scherf but that was
A guard.
years ago. So he's still with them. So he's probably not as good, but still solid. Strange, I've seen the name, but I'm not too sure. Cleveland, I've seen the name as well. But that's probably pretty much it. I'm surprised that we don't have any of our corners injured. That means I guess Hobbs is good to go as well.
Sam Webb with limited practice.
Sam Webb. Okay, Sam Webb. Yeah, but yeah, that's good.
Backup. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably played more because of Hobbs' injury.
Yeah.
And and this was Hobbs' first game back too. So I did see Hobbs, making a couple plays at the line. But it was all around. It was a bad game on both our sides.
Both sides, yeah. Yeah. So, in the end, we want the loss, but we don't want to see this team give up, and that's to me means a lot more.
Yeah.
I don't feel that they're giving up. They're just making boneheaded plays, like not calling timeout before the damn play clock ends.
Yeah.
Something like that. So.
Definitely some
the
coaches
turnovers,
issues.
That kind of stuff.
The turnovers, the lack of turnovers on the defensive side.
The lack of turnover. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yep.
So
that's just how the ball is rolling. And
we always get the negative end of the stick whenever it comes to fumbles and stuff. So and then even play calls, we're either not getting calls or we're getting calls that shouldn't have been calls.
Exactly.
So,
Like that Spillane hit where he goes over. That was bad.
Contact. I think they called it contact towards the helmet.
It's contact high above the waist or some crap.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
And then if you see the replay, when they do the replay, like during during the game, even the commentators saw the replay and was like, "Oh my God, that was a terrible call. It was a very horrible call." And he was going off for a few seconds of how bad of a call it was. So, and that made a difference. That was a difference of a fourth down or a first, because they gave him the first down after that, and it was just downhill after that. But like you said, I want to lose to get the quarterback, but I don't want to look so bad that it makes like you have to fire AP.
Yeah,
that's what I don't want to get to.
And I'll be honest with you, man. This last game did look that way.
Yeah,
it did. The team that does have heart, and it is showing heart, but with the special teams mistakes. With the turnovers at the quarterback position, and that, of course, little dumb. If that were more penalties that were like really dumb, like the play clock running out and stuff like that. So etc. Yeah, those kinds of.
Yeah, that was another horrible play. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be just dumb. So.
Yeah, and he had some play calls or decisions he had made in the past games that was just like, why? And it's pretty obvious. I don't know if he's ever called plays or anything like that, defensively, but there's been a couple of things that's like, what are you doing, AP? This don't make sense at all.
It doesn't make sense to call a running play when you're backed into your end zone at shotgun. You know what I mean? Because that doesn't make sense to me, but I feel like that's more of an attempt to lose because I don't, you know what I mean? It's a bad idea.
Yeah, and you still do it, and it's like, all right, I guess we could take chances because we don't mind the outcome.
Yeah, we don't mind the outcome.
as long as the outcome is losing.
It felt like, I'll be honest, it felt like a preseason game. So
yeah, a lot of backup players, names for players that we don't typically see. Most of the starters are out.
yeah.
So
Seriously,
yeah, I mean, just a rough week. You know, we got a couple more to go. But, you know, like I said, the whole theme of the whole year.
Don't forget the Chargers. Don't forget the Chargers we forgot about because we gives a fuck about the Chargers. They're in playoff contention, but who gives a shit?
Yeah, nobody cares about them. Like, nobody's. Like, you're going to go to their stadium and it's going to be a home game for the other team. Like,
it was. I think they were playing Arizona.
Yeah, they got more Arizona people there.
There were more Arizona fans.
Bro,
wasn't Arizona?
That's sad.
I think it was.
Yeah, if it wasn't Arizona, it was other teams. It was all the teams that visited.
Yeah, it's sad.
Oh my God! Yeah.
They're like, I mean, they got John Harbaugh. They got, they
got Herbert.
They got a reason to be there.
Yeah, exactly, and nothing.
You know.
Yeah, because I mean, I keep hearing it from folks is how Herbert is like a top 5 quarterback. So it's like, man, I wish we had a top 5 quarterback. We'd be a lot more excited fans than the Chargers fans.
Yeah, Allegiant Stadium would be all rated. It'd be the black hole.
Oh yeah, all over again. Sure. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before they ever get that again.
Damn.
And that wave of black jerseys. Oh,
yeah,
you can't beat that, man. Yeah. They messed up. Mm-hmm.
You got to get the quarterback. Yeah. We got to get the quarterback.
Oh yeah. That's how it is. OC.
Leave a comment down below. What do you guys think? Who do you want to see as your quarterback next year? Do you need a change at the coaching helm, or should we just get that first round pick, give AP that second year, and push along? So leave a comment, leave a like.
And any offensive line or offensive coordinators that we missed out on or not thinking about. You're at Raiders Personnel.
Raiders Personnel. Thank you for watching.
Come back again.
Raiders Personnel.
Because a few more weeks.
3 more. Chargers suck.
Chargers suck.